Hey guys, BW here. We're back out in the garage. We're just kind of messing around. I figured I'd make a small video today. I'm not really doing much of anything. I've been trying to catch up on chores around the house and I'm not getting anywhere there either. So I figured I'd just come on out and mess around. You guys saw it. I mean, I've had the car out a couple times. We got a best in show for it last weekend. We're going to another show on Saturday. I don't really worry about the trophies too much. It's just really nice to be recognized by, you know, your peers and stuff like that. So I was really happy about it. But it's like we're not chasing trophies or anything. But the show I want to go to on Saturday's like right around the corner. It's at the Bone Daddy tattoo place right around the corner. They have one there for the bar. It's the same parking lot where they have one for the bar that's over there. It's right by the gym. So we're going to go over and have some fun this weekend. Just wanted to let you guys know. We're getting ready to start back up on this Nova. I think I've decided I'm just going to take the floor out. One thing I'm going to do about that though is I'm just going to cut it out to about right here and then and order the floor. And when it gets here, then I'll know how much further up. I really don't know where to make the cut in the front, I'm being honest. So I know the pans went up a little higher. So before I, you know, go cutting and cut too far, I'd rather cut less and cut it twice. But I'm going to have to figure out a way to. I'm going to block up the front the front frame. Figure out how I want to do that. You know, I know that there's a bolt there. I think there's one up front, but if I take that one out and just put blocks there or a couple jacks or something just to hold it, it'll be fine. You know, it's not going to go. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think there's a set of bolts like right at the front there. So I mean, you can see the mess. I mean, I actually have to clean up the shop a little bit. I can't even move. I already got small space that I'm working with, and I don't help matters, you know. Got all this stuff. That's why I haven't ordered the floor yet. I don't got nowhere to put it except in the car. So whenever I'm just about ready to put it in the car, that's when I'll order it. All right. So look for that. That's coming up. And like I say, we're not, the 55's not done. I don't think they're ever done. I mean, but it's done-ish. You know what I mean? It's like I have to decide if I eventually want to put carpet in here or not. I'm not sure. You know, it looks so cool the way it is. I know I want to redo the back cards, and I want to make them like the front ones to match. So I want to do stuff like that. But dude, that's later. You know, right now it's like this is good enough. We're having fun with it. We're going to just enjoy it the rest of the summer. I was like a month and a half behind. I kind of wanted to have it, you know, in paint and everything by April or May, and it turned into July, and I'm not even sure that would have happened without Jimmy. I mean, I don't know how to thank a guy like that, man. He's, you know, there is no way, you know. It's just I'm happy that it's done. And so like I say, we're just out here messing around in the shop, and I was telling Jay that I fixed one of these. I bought one of these off of Jay. Now you can get them brand new, and they're anywhere from, depending on where you get them. I saw them as low as $29, and I saw them as much as $52. I got mine off of Jay. It was slightly used, and I can't remember if I gave him 30 or 35 bucks for it. But then, you know, I was looking at it, and I'm like, you know, I think I could fix this. And I showed you in that video, that one video where I did. I fixed it, and I made a spring out of this spring that was in my box. And it's, you know, if you ever bent spring steel, it's like after I got it cut the size, and you got to straighten the ends out. You know, you can see how the coils don't perfectly lay on top of each other, but you know, it's got a good return. It would definitely work if you put it in. But then I found this little kit on Amazon with all these different springs. The over and under are backwards on these, and they're a little thinner. Well, maybe a little more than a little thinner, but I think they'll work. So Jay gave me another one to mess with, so I'm gonna mess with this one, and if I get it fixed, I'll give it back to him because I got to go see him this weekend anyway. I owe him for the window winder for the passenger side. He gave me a left and a right because it's kind of screwy trying to figure those out, man. It's like there's so many different combinations when you got the different doors and everything. But we got the sedan doors and all that, but I got turned around backwards. So he's like, here, take this one. He said, take a right and a left and take your old one. Well, I took a right and a left, and I think that other one's his too. I think the broken one's still in his shop. So I got to take these both back to Jay and pay him for the one I got. And then I got to, I'm going to give him this back fixed. So let's fix this real quick. Now, all I did to fix these, it's like, you know, and I'm not going to say they're absolutely perfect or the best, but they'll work, you know. And all it is you can see where there's, I guess that's I don't know if that's a spot weld or an indentation. I guess it's sort of a heavy spot weld. So we're just going to drill these 4 spot welds off, and then we're going to take a chisel and just kind of separate it from the body right here and right here. All right. So let me get this in the vise, and then we'll get this thing apart. All right, I got it in the vise. I'm not sure how much of this you guys can see, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just taking these spot welds off. Try not to go too deep, but I also think the drill bit's a little oversized, but it's all right. We're gonna fill it up with weld. That should break free. And then we'll just do the exact same. You can see right there, guys. You can just breaking it free right there. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I actually rather the hole be a little bit larger. That way it's easier to put a weld in. I have a TIG welder, but a lot of you guys just have MIG welders at home, and it'll be a lot easier to put a little MIG spot there than a TIG spot. I'll probably just MIG it. It's probably just a little easier. I don't know. We'll see. Might have went a little deep there, but again, we're filling it back up with weld, so it's not the end of the world. And like Jay said, you can't mess it up. It's already broke. When I told him, I said, I'll try not to mess it up. That's what he told me. It's already broke. It's useless as it is, so we'll try to fix it. We're going to make it not useless. At least I'm going to try to make it not useless. All right, let me see here. Now I can't remember here if I just kind of... It's sort of already separated on the one. I remember on mine, see how this side's already broke free. But the other side seems like it's still on there a little bit. So let me stick this in there. Just hit it a couple times. Shouldn't have to hit it real hard with anything. Oh, I can't find a chisel. I mean, this shop is just, I've never had a shop this bad. And it's bad. So, but that's all right. There you go. It broke free anyway. Just use the screwdriver. I'm gonna have to just take a day and just put everything away, and then start over. All right. So we got that off. It looks like I didn't have too much trouble. There it is. And just kind of take this off right there, right? Just kind of remember the way it goes, just like this, and we just take this arm off right here. It comes right off. Set it down there. Now, there's the broken spring. All right. So all we got to do is basically, I want to clean this up. Let me get the wire. Right, so I decided to go with this spring because see how wide apart this is? That way the spring's already going to be loaded up, and it should work out and better that way, I think. The one thing I noticed, where's the old spring piece? Might have fell off the bench. One thing I noticed is on the left-hand side on the old spring, the spring was on the bottom of the coil. On this set I got, it's on the top. So I don't know if that's going to cause an issue or not. So we're going to see. Let me just bend these 90 these two ends over. We'll snap it into the mechanism, and then we'll see if it's going to work. If not, I'm going to have to make my own with that spring that I showed you a while ago.
and you'll see I have the torch there. That spring's so hard to bend, I have to heat the ends up anywhere I want to bend to get any kind of a decent bend on the stuff. But the only thing I'm not sure about is if the coil being on the top instead of the bottom on the left side, if that's going to make a difference. I don't know. I made the homemade one identical, so it wasn't an issue. But the one thing I can show you on that homemade one, it's not perfect, is I had to bend it over, and I couldn't get it. I didn't leave myself very much extra spring, so it's like barely hooked in. So I don't like that aspect of it. All right, so that's on. Now let me just, got it in there. Let's just put this on, and then we'll maybe vice grip it together and then test it and see if it's going to work. Don't know. Yeah, see, I definitely want that on the bottom. That's definitely, let me see. It seems like it's going to work. The spring's just moving around quite a bit. I think I want to try to put that on the bottom if I can, and see if it'll flip to the other side. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Even if I put it this way and bend them down, they're still wrong. They're still back. No matter how you do it, it's still backwards. It's like I have to, let me see if I can take this spring and put it on the inside of the coil. All right, I actually took this spring and I flicked it up underneath of itself so that the left side is underneath the coil like it was before, and it works a lot better. So we're gonna go with it. I mean, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's fixed. Like I said, the spring's a little smaller, but it was a useless part a while ago, and now we can definitely, it can be put back in a car. All right, so let me set up to weld these back on. We're just going to clamp everything down and weld it, and then we'll verify that it still works. Be right back. All right, guys, well, I just put a couple tack welds on there. You can see we got it to work. All right, so it went from being a piece of scrap to a usable part. Now this spring, maybe it's not as strong as the other one, I don't know. I could tell you this one I made homemade, you see how I was talking about I couldn't really get the 90 over on those, but man, it's a lot harder to pull over. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of like think this one, because if I remember right, when I did the ones that worked, they were a little easier to work like this. So I'll give it back to Jay. If he can use it, great. If not, it can go back on the broken scrap pile it came from. I don't know, but I wouldn't hesitate to put it in a car. I'd put it on there. So I'll put it with his other stuff there. Hopefully I can go see him this weekend, get him paid, give him his stuff back. All right, let me go over here and look real quick and just see where we're at with this. Sorry about that, guys. Battery died. I had to go in and get a different battery. You can see we're at 100%, 12. It only took like 20 minutes to squeeze that up and get that in. All right, you guys can see I'm just out here messing around. I'm not really doing anything. I'm going to clean up at least my mess that I did. I got to go put away the TIG welder, because I did just grab the TIG welder. It was the closest one, so I used it. That's it. That was the logic. It had nothing to do with anything else. So I want to put that away, put all this line away, and get the high voltage unplugged and all that stuff, and put the car away and go in, get cleaned up and ready for work tomorrow. Like I said, I didn't really do much, guys. I'm just out here messing around. I was tired of sitting in the house, and I got chores around the house I got to do. That's one other reason I haven't started back up on the Nova. It's like I've been neglecting to do a lot of stuff around here that I need to get done. So we're going to get that stuff done in the next couple days. But I'm thinking next week we're going to jump back on the Nova for a while and just enjoy the 55 for a little bit. Yes, we got more stuff to do on it, but I just want to enjoy it for a little bit, and we'll start working on this Nova and get it going again. All right, so if you haven't yet, why don't you think about subscribing, liking, sharing, telling people about us? That would be cool. It doesn't cost you anything, sure does help me. Until next time, take care, everybody.